This is the review part of the Randall RG13. I've already done an unboxing, and I see I've already got 16 views in less than a week. I guess that's pretty good. I really don't care. This is the pedal itself. I've got it set up in line with my Randall RT50 tube amp. The first thing I want to talk about, as you hear right now, I'm plugged in completely. I mean, guitar's plugged in. The cable goes down there, winds around a while, goes in, goes out there, and then goes to the amp. Now, I have two cords going to the amp. I have one going from the effects loop and the pedal to the effects loop and the amplifier. That basically gives me the allowance to use the pedal as my preamp and bypass the preamp in the amplifier. And it works okay. I preferably like it going straight into the input because you get that classic Randall tone that everybody knows of. I mean, that just growl that Randall comes out with. That's my Schecter Hellraiser right there. That's not what I'm using for this video. I'm using my Horizon 7 string, so you can hear the lows. But right now, the reason it's so quiet is it's got something called a loop over here. This is the pedal that comes with my amplifier. It's got an effects loop bypass. That's what this button right here is also. But it is also a boost switch. On the back, there's a button right there. It's really hard to see because it is dark. You open it, and it controls the loop. You close it, and then it controls the boost. Basically, you've got a knob right here. You turn it all the way down. When you hit the boost switch, it'll cut all power. So that's good for like tuning or stuff like that. Or, I gotta be careful, if you turn it the other direction, you get 20 decibels of extra sound. You can hear just by me clicking that I get some extra sound immediately. That's off, on, off, on. Okay, the thing that I noticed that was really cool about it is each one of the channels are so tonally, they're so similar that basically you have one equalizer. You have a gain and a volume for each channel. And then you have an equalizer, bass, middle. The bass comes with a bass boost. The middle comes with a mid scoop, which gets rid of a lot of the mids. And pretty much most of the mids. I turn my bass all the way up. My middle, I turn it down below zero a little, and I turn on the mid scoop. I leave everything else flat except presence. I put it at the 3 o'clock position. And I usually have a loop boost turned all the way down, so I can use that as, I use a tube amp, and every time you change a guitar, it is good practice to hit the standby switch so you don't blow a tube. Well, having this little button right here makes it so I ain't got to go up to that standby switch every time, which is that black switch next to that blue one. What else is there? Yeah, you got the bass. I mean, everybody knows what bass controls. You got the middle. Everybody knows middle. Treble. A presence. That's for the highs. The highest of highs. I really don't like to mess with it. The EQ on this is very touchy. So when you go to do setting it up for you, make sure you remember that the EQ is very touchy. So you ain't got to do much turning to get some results. And I will recommend, once you get a tone that you like, write it down, because you got to realize there's 12 knobs on top of this one pedal. And when you're playing, it's not that hard just to bump one of these knobs with your foot. But this doesn't come with it. This goes in my amplifier. Let's just get that out of the way. That's it right there. Okay, now my camera person is going to hold the phone for a sec, and I'm going to show some, I guess, riffs. Going to be some Metallica, some Crazy Train, I don't know. It's 6:15 in the morning, so whatever will come into my head. There she goes. Now I'm gonna, since I have it set up this way already, I'm gonna show what it sounds like bypassing the preamp first, since that's all. To do that, you just turn off both the switches, turn everything up, and then you're going, the pedal that goes to my amplifier allows me to bypass the effects loop, so I can go directly into the input of the guitar, of the amplifier, or directly into the effects loop bypass. The effects loop, excuse me. Oh yeah. This is it working as a preamp. You got to remember one thing. This is solid state. That amplifier is tube, so I may be bypassing the 12AX7 preamp tubes, but I'm using the 6L6, the two 6L6 power tubes as my amplification. That's the power part. One thing about this I haven't done yet because I don't have a cabinet, but there's a port, an out right here with a red around it. You can plug this directly into a cabinet, and you've got a portable little amplifier. But that's clean and that's clean with this setup going through the effects loop. See, this is one of the reasons I don't like going through the effects loop, because you don't get that true Randall gain. This, that just doesn't sound right. Way too trebly. I guess I could sit here and mess around with it, but I really don't want to. I will say, now that I've done more things, Channel 2 and Channel 3 are more closely matched than I thought. If you put the gain and volume at the same position, it'll pretty much sound like the same channel. So I leave Channel 2 with the gain down some and the volume up a little. And with Channel 3, of course, gain all the way up and volume to whatever I can. I live in an apartment, so I have to watch my volume. So I demonstrate the loop boost switch. Okay, that's it. And using it as a preamp. This is using it as a pedal. Sounds a hell of a lot better. There's that nice Randall gain that everybody knows. Now I'll show the loop boost. I just play it along and then hit that button and it'll just cut it. Cut the signal. Or like I said, you can turn it up. And that quick you got a boost in your... But I like to keep it set down. As you can see, the blue LED is by far the brightest. When I first did it, I was in a dark bedroom when I turned it on, and damn, that thing was bright. Channel 1 is green, channel 2 is red, channel 3 is really, really bright blue. But this is it using it as a pedal. Just going out through my guitar, into it, and then out through the unbalanced out, into the input of the amplifier. I'll go ahead and admit, that's better for solos. You may not be able to hear a difference, but there actually is. This is channel 2 that I'm on. I've got the gain set to about 6, 5.5 or 6. On channel 3 I have it on 11, above 10. So there is a little bit of a difference. I don't know if you can hear it over a phone because a phone doesn't have the best microphone, let's admit it. Channel 3 works so much better for solos. Sounding right. There's the nice sound. Forgot to hit the mid scoop and the bass boost. It has more of a crunch to it. It's just instead of more of an overdrive. I mean, that's just straight up gain right in your face. The gain's turned down a little more. It's more for rhythm stuff. I've shown the dirties quite a bit. Let's show the clean. With the clean, you have a bright switch. I'm almost done. About 2 minutes. But I'm using some new picks, which at the end I'll show them off to you. They're actually some very nice picks, and they're called hybrid picks. You got hybrid picking, and now we have hybrid picks. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Damn it. What the hell? Freaking eyelash. Yes, there's a little bit of fret buzz because I keep the action on my guitars extremely low because most of the time I'm playing in distortion. But that's, when it comes to the pedal itself, that's really it. One thing that's really cool about this pedal is most pedals you only get one distortion channel and you don't get a clean channel. Well, with this you get a clean channel, which gives you a very, very nice clean. It actually gives me a better clean than what my amplifier by itself gives me. And then you have 2 distortion channels. 2 to choose from. Not just 1, 2. So, I mean, it's cool. The one thing that this is to you Randall, you people at Randall Amplifiers, or whatever the hell y'all want to be called. Y'all need to make it so these can be saved to each individual channel, because it would be nice to be able to change the sound without having to change the equalizer every time. Because like I said, this equalizer is very touchy, and I'm still trying to get it back to the sound that I had before I put it into that little mode where I was using it as a preamp. That's what this is. It's right here. That's my effects out. So that makes it work as a preamp. But that's basically all the pedal is. It's a preamp. I'm running 2 preamps right now. I'm running a clean preamp right here, and I'm running a clean preamp up at my amplifier. But then if I go to dirty, I'm running a dirty preamp going to a clean preamp, and then being powered by 2 6L6 tubes. Now that's it for the amplifier. So I'm going to put it on loop boost. Hopefully I did as good of a job as Tone King. I know I don't have all the equipment that he does. Now there are these new picks out. I was lucky enough, a couple days ago, I was up in my local music store, found them. I have played Dunlop. I started off with their .73 Tortex, and I ended up at the 1mm. A few days ago, like I said, I was at my local shop, guitar shop, the one that I use, called Music Masters in Warner Robins, Georgia. You know what? I need a lighter surface. Dava has come out with new picks. When I picked them out, I didn't even know they were made for metal. For metal, not from metal. I say that for a reason. As you see this one, see those little lines? That's soft. That's medium. That's hard. Depending on how much you choke down on the pick, is how hard it gets. Absolutely love this thing because you can feel where it's at in your hand so much better than a Dunlop. I mean, you can see all the grooves and everything in that thing. Now, the pickup, the red is made out of something called Delrin. I'm not exactly sure what that is. All I know is it's something that's really hard for how thin it is. I mean, that's not that thick, and it's thinner than my 1mm, and it's thinner. The pick that I use the most now, it uses silver and nickel as the actual striking surface. As you see, that is actually metal, but on a plastic pick. I believe it's the first time that it's been done. See how it's hybrid? You have a plastic pick with something else in it. Basically two in one. That's why it's a hybrid. But that metal right there is the same metal that fret wire is made out of. So I will admit it's not the best for if you're playing acoustic, because it gives a very trebly, twangy sound. But if you're looking for screaming solos, I mean, just something that'll give you a lot of output, this is a very good pick. This one I like just as much, but it's just not metal. It's red. It has the Delrin. It doesn't use the metal. I've always, ever since I've been playing for over 10 years, and I was always told never use metal on metal. Well, yeah, it'll wear out the strings faster. I change mine once a month. But as you see, Dava. Dava picks. Go to dava.com and you can get But these two right here are actually made for playing rock and roll and metal and stuff. Very nice picks. Thank you, Dava, for coming out with these. Well, that's the end of this video. I'll be putting up more. Y'all know that. Like or dislike. I'd prefer some likes, but if you dislike, I could really care less. If you got any questions, hit me a line, shoot me a line. I'll try to help you out. Thank you.